Hello. How's everybody doing? Go ahead and type something into the chat if you'd like to say hello and tell me what you have been up to lately. I am so pumped to get started today. Yay! Hello! Did anybody see my video today where I walked up 12 flights of steps and I let you know that this is like literally one of my favorite modules that I've ever taught in U2U? It's like my favorite. Great. I do that sometimes. I like to take the stairs instead of the elevator a lot of the time. So if things are taking a long time. But my whole point was like, I'm excited to get started and to dive in today because there's a lot of things that I want to go ahead and share with you for sure about our time. All right. Cool. I want to dive in right away. Are we all set and ready? I'm going to do some screen sharing to begin because I have some important things that I want to point out in the Facebook group. Obviously, if you've been hanging out and if you've been paying attention, then you're going to know some of the things I'm about to tell you, but this is important stuff to recap. So what I'm going to do is Chrome tab. First things first. So share that obviously there has been, we had Momentum Intensive last week, right? And it was an epic time. I missed all of you who were not there, but I know Ascend Live is coming up soon, so there will be a great chance for us to all to be together live. But what I want to go ahead and share, and a lot of you know this, is that we posted a video in the Facebook group that has me walking through our time this weekend when we did the 90-day game plan, right? So we did something called Whoop. That video right now is marked as an announcement. So if you look at the announcements, we have a couple up here right now. But this is that video. It says, hello from the Momentum Intensive. All of us say hi. But you can go through this video and see like the whole planning process. And along with that, I put some files in the Facebook group, okay? So you're going to see the 90-day planning right here. If I click on that, it's going to take me to a set of slides that will walk you through. So it's this 90-day one. That'll take you through a set of slides that I walked through during that presentation if you couldn't see the slides very well. If you click on Handout, it's actually going to give you the exact handout that I gave the ladies who are at Momentum Intensive to kind of walk through. And actually, I'll even just share my screen for one moment there because it's a really cool thing here that we have. So you're going to see these slides or this worksheet is in there right now, so I'll show it to you. Well, these are the slides that I went through that day when I did this presentation, so you should be able to see that, okay? Actually, I shared the wrong one. But the ones that I want to give you is 90-day handouts. So this is really powerful. Let me go ahead and pull up the 90-day handouts so you can just check it out really quick. There. Hopefully this loads so that you can see what it is. But it's a 3-page thing. It's going to give you 4 quadrants that really take you through what we call WHOOP. That is wish. I'll show you the top one. If my computer will show you. It's getting a little finicky here. There's 4 quadrants, right? Here's wish. What is the one thing you want to move the needle on in the next 90 days? Here's the outcome. What are all the benefits that you or anyone in your life is going to receive when you hit this goal? Obstacles. This is one of the reasons that Whoop is so powerful, because a lot of times people make plans, but they don't expect obstacles to come up and make a plan according to overcome whatever the obstacles or challenges are that usually derail you. So when you get to this box, I want you to look back at your past performance and think about the things that may be throwing you off, and then make a plan according to not just your desires, but also to your obstacles. Now, 90-day planning, you're going to see down here, there are checkpoints. I really like people when they go on a 90-day plan to make sure that they've said out of the 90-day goal, they've reverse engineered what they want to accomplish by each checkpoint. April 1st to July 1st is basically our last 90-day run in U2U. We're definitely more than halfway through the program. So these checkpoints are how you're going to know sooner rather than later if you get halfway through your goal and you're not on target. So you're going to know if you have checkpoints, okay, am I moving the needle every 2 weeks? So you don't turn around 2 months out of 3 months and say, oh, I think I might be off course, right? And then at the very end on the last page, there's a section that is just you brainstorming all of your different action items, like plans or action steps that you might need to do to get these checkpoints fulfilled and to get, you know, to your 90-day goal. And then you can even list at the very bottom, what are your daily practices, you know, to think about, to really think about like daily practices to keep you on track. That's basically what all of this is about. All right. Does that make sense, everybody? Just want to put that out there. You have the whole video to be walked through this stuff, but I wanted to put it there so that everyone can use it for the next 90 days because I think it's just going to be so, so, so powerful for all of us to kick some major buttons. Go ahead and type something in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down and you're ready to move on, yo. That would be great just for me to know. Okay, great. Next thing I just want to talk about, we are into the list building challenge. I'm really, really excited about the list building challenge. In the same files tab that I've been sharing with you in, that list building challenge and all the details are up there for you to take a look at. It began Monday, March 25th, which was this past Monday. And we're going all the way until the end of April. So I gave you a little bit of time to get set up so that this week it could start. And now we have like a good, that's basically, I think, 5 weeks for you to really go to town and expanding your audience, which I'm really excited about. So if you want more details, you can check out the details in that tab. Really pumped, really, really pumped. List building challenge is totally gonna rock. All right. Last announcement really quick as we dive in. I wanna let you know that April and May are gonna be very exciting times in U2U. Number one, because we're in the middle of our 90 days to kick ridiculous amounts of buns. We had a really important conversation in our last Q&A call about giving yourself permission to take the content that you need from U2U and to leave the stuff that you don't need. Don't try to be a perfectionist about doing this content. Take what you need. You know enough right now to just focus on implementing what you've learned. If there's any missing piece, get on the line. I will tell you if I feel like you really need to go back to a module or if you're really missing a foundational piece. Otherwise, I want you to focus on dialing in, optimizing, and implementing what you've learned for consistency. That's more important than anything. It's more important than saying you have to be perfectly caught up with the modules and you have to go through every single one the whole time, okay? I want you implementing, optimizing. If you can master mission moments and messaging, which we're gonna take a deeper look at today, especially like messaging, like kind of putting the second layer here because I think you're ready for it, you're gonna be worlds ahead because that right there is one of the biggest reasons people invest anyway, okay? So April and May are gonna be big months for us because it's the second 90-day period. The other news I just wanna let you know so that you're planning accordingly is that we will be allowing you first dibs at tickets for Ascend Live. You all get free tickets. What we're doing this year is we'll have a ticket refund table on day 3. When you show up for the 3rd day in a row, you can come in, there'll be a check with your name on it, you can come pick it up. So this is literally for you to put down your $97 deposit that you can get in check form when you come to Ascend Live and you stay all 3 days. We just need to know you're gonna be there. But just the exciting announcement is that the space is booked. The dates are set for September 13th to 15th. And starting at the beginning of next month, we're going to go ahead and let you say, put your hand up by putting down your deposit, that's refundable, and saying that you're coming. Because we wanna give you first dibs since you're in our community before we roll it out to my list and my Facebook group and my whole online community, literally days after. So you're gonna have like a 7-day period at the beginning of April to go ahead and reserve your seat. Just wanna let you know. And plus, I have to tell you that we're releasing our new Ascend Live video reel, and it's awesome. And there's a couple of you who are in it. So you might recognize yourselves. And also wanted to let you know, in the next 90 days, I want you so focused in the next 90 days. And I know myself that when I'm in a program and I know like this is my last chunk of time, it's going to be ending, that I have put pressure on myself and it's hard to get myself into this expansive energy space. So I want you more to focus on being present, because if you feel supported by me as your mentor in this community and you don't want that to end, I want to take that pressure off of trying to rush at the end of the program and know that we have a pathway for you to continue along the journey with me as your mentor, and this is your community if you want. If you don't want that, then you can totally make a different decision. I got nothing on it. But if you do, I just want you to know, regardless of what stage you are in U2U right now, there is most definitely a pathway that will fit you perfectly. And hiring like a new mentor, I always compare it to hiring like a new team member. It takes time and money and energy and resources. And if you know that you fit in great here, then quit the break in your momentum. Don't let it happen and continue forward. And if you need a break in momentum because this isn't where you're supposed to be after this program ends, then great. But I'm letting you know, like with Ron, I've been with him for 2 years. I might be with him for 5 years because I feel it's a space that I can continue to grow. So I want to let you know that in April, May time, we're going to be letting you know what your options are. So I want to be transparent and model for you as a mentor, the same thing that I practice. So there's going to be plenty of people who are like, all I needed from Mel was to be in U2U. And there's going to be plenty of you who feel like, I don't want this to end. This community rocks. I know if I have more time to dial in, optimize, or whatever next pathway she has, that I can get where I need to go. So that is something that I want you to know as well. Does it start right away or do you get a break? Both. Both. We have it all covered. You'll get all the details next month. Just so you know, Chris. Every question you have will be answered, but I don't think you need to focus on it right now. I just want you to be present here. So I promise we will leave no stone unturned. We have the juiciest pathways of all time that we've ever had. Cool? All right, now let's talk about the module today. Let's talk about this second kind of chapter of copywriting and messaging. You've been thinking about the 3 Ps: person, pain, and pleasure, right? What are those 3 Ps? Person, pain, pleasure. Yeah, person, pain, pleasure, yeah. Those are the things that need to be present. And for those of you who were at Ascend Live and who weren't at Ascend Live, you also know the power of mission moments. If I had to sum up like powerful messaging and what it's all about, it would be people who perfectly make it clear, whether you're reading between the lines or you're totally like seeing it on the page. Who are they talking? Who are they talking to? What pain can they help you overcome? What pleasure can you have out of the situation? And can they speak from a mission moment in a way that just makes you feel like, oh my God, no one is like this person. And in a way that tugs at your heartstrings. When that's happening, game over. Game over. Messaging is amazing. However, I want to ask a question really quickly. Mission moment, Sam, that's something we talked about earlier in the program, module 2. Okay, and at Ascend Live as well. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I want to know if any of you have recognized this in each other, in yourselves. You know, when you start to master the way you speak about what you do, it's like learning to ski or learning to sing or learning to play tennis or learning to do pottery. In the beginning, it feels mechanical and it takes a lot of effort. You're trying to get it right. You're trying to make sure you've got everything on the list in place, right? Do I have person, pain, pleasure, yada, yada. When I first skied, my friend was just gliding down the mountain. She'd been doing it for a long time. When I went down, I was like, exhausted by the time I got to the mountain. And then once I started skiing more, I felt like, oh, this isn't so hard. It's getting easier to turn. I think messaging is the same way. what I see is that somebody comes in and they just want clarity. They start to get clarity, then they try to express it. And the pendulum starts to swing this way, where it's very robotic and you're just trying to get it right. And you're trying to make sure the 3 Ps are in there. Then, and this is about where we are in the program, you start to realize that like your soul is missing a little bit from your messaging. This may not be for everyone, but I see this sometimes as a group. And so now I want you bringing back those mission moments and remembering that you're not just saying 3 Ps. You want to talk about it in the way no one else can talk about it. You want to put your story in too. Now, this is where we're at. You're about to swing back to the middle. You're about to have powerful 3 Ps from this side, mission moment from this side. But what I want to let you know is it's completely normal for you to go mechanical. Whoa, I forgot all about my mission moments. Now I'm bringing it back and no one can effing ignore me. This is the point in U2U where I see, and I've already started seeing this, messaging be like, bam, pow, pop. Oh my gosh, listen to her. She's got a voice. She's grown into it. Does that make sense to people? Everybody here picking up what I'm putting down a little bit? Right? Yes? Cool. Great. Awesome. I just wanted to put that into perspective because I think sometimes we need to kind of wrap our minds around our journeys and make sure that we're like, what we're going through is normal, that it's not just us, right? So that's kind of how I wanted to preface this idea of where we're at a little bit as we talk about this copywriting module. So here we go. I basically want to spend our time with you Mad Lib style. When I was in Bali, I bought a bunch of Mad Lib books and we did Mad Libs and it was amazing. So we are going to kind of make it easier for you to come to the middle of this pendulum swing by using formulas Mad Lib style so that you can kind of bring it all together. I think this kind of makes the messaging formulaic, but if you add your mission moment to it, it feels like you're finally swinging to the middle where things are a little bit more integrated, if you will, okay? So here we go. Let's talk about this. And just a reminder, I love all your comments. Make sure if you have a question, I don't miss it because you put it in the Ask a Question tab versus the chat line, just so that's happening. All right. You've read all this, you can read, you know what the deal is. And I'm not gonna spend too long on this either. But here's what I think it's time for, all right? Just revisiting at this point and making sure, are you really speaking to the 3 Ps in a specific way? We understand at this point that when you're general, you're not specific. And I know that it kills you, but you just have to ask better questions or not let your ideal clients off the hook when they give you a general answer to what do you want? You know, what's the result that you want more than anything? If they give you something general, you say, okay, what would that look like specifically in your life? We've got to know the specific things about these people. They're really gonna identify them. I've used this ever since 2015 because it always works. It's example copy where the 3 Ps is just all over in here. Here's a pain point. Are you cringing when it comes to making an offer on your sales calls? Feeling like you're trying to wrestle your potential clients into saying yes to you, but actually hearing a resounding no most of the time is I can't afford it how your calls ultimately end. It's like this is just a pain paragraph. So I invite you to read through this copy right here and really think about how you can translate this for yourself, right? Let's say this is Ute, right? A pain point. Do you feel like more than anything, you want to feel ravished and that someone else knows how to take charge and read the signs your body is screaming out about being well sexed or whatever? You know, do you feel like you've been terrified too long to be able to express exactly what you want in the bedroom? Does it seem like you live more for watching sex scenes in movies and romance and that's more exciting than real life, but you're over it? I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But all these things like actually give imagery to me, right? Or let's do a different example. Do you feel like you're eating all the right healthy foods, and yet even after every meal, even when you think for an hour you're in the clear, you end up feeling bloated and you don't even want to look in the mirror by the end of the night because you feel like the only time you look slender is in the morning when you get out of bed. But as soon as you start putting foods in your body, you can just tell something's going wrong. You're even one of those people who's healthy and really puts time and energy into taking care of themselves, and yet still you feel like getting back to the healthiest version of yourself is so much work. And you love seeing that other people have done it too. At the same time, they're not putting half the effort in, and it seems like it's not that hard for them. What are you doing wrong? So those are examples of like pain points, right? I just wanted to do a few examples there. Like, I think what we really want to think about in your messaging at this point is when you describe what you do you feel like you're getting an image in your head? Like all of the people that you speak to about a person, a pain point, or a pleasure point should be imagining in their minds what you're saying and getting a clear image. And they should be able to say something like, oh my God, that's exactly how I feel, right? It's almost like you're reciting back to them something they're telling you all the time. Okay? Karen, this just got juicy. Yeah, okay? So I want you to be thinking about that. And I just left space for you here. This is almost a little bit of like a recap, but this is a great exercise for you to do now that we've been together for a while and you've gotten so much more clear. And when you go through putting messaging out, you want to look at what you've written and look through and say, oh, is the pain point in here, right? So specific pain points in here, right? Let me just see if this was like, let's say this is about work-life balance for a mom, okay? Do you like feel guilty working on my business and guilty and not spending time with family? Feel guilty not working on my business while spending time with family. It like my heart hurts because I feel like I can't be fulfilled no matter what I'm doing. I think it's bullshit that anyone has some magic pill for helping me find balance. You know, they don't understand my schedule or the support that I don't have. Let's see what else. Even though I get the put yourself first thing, it's not realistic for me. Another pain point. Let's see. I don't need something else on my list. I need more time. Do you have a secret pill for that? I mean, I'm just thinking about like all of like the pain points and like the objections or concerns that we need to speak to for this person, right? So I think really going through that and speaking to that could be really, really powerful, okay? So really think specifically about your person and the pain that really comes up for them that they need to have solved. And then you can kind of turn it the opposite and have this list of pleasure points. But I want you to notice it's like I'm getting specific here about what's going through their head when they feel like, you know, stuff isn't going to happen for me. So, and then I think also characteristics. I don't know why this copied to all these different things. Characteristics of the person. You know, it could be age. It could be hair color. It could be the kind of work or occupation. You know, it could be actually their struggle. It could be, you know, Their mission and values could be something defining about them. Get creative. You know, what are all the different ways that people really, really identify as your ideal client? All right. So that's just some stuff at the beginning for you to play with. Now, this is something I really want to remind people that I see happen with the messaging. And then we're going to get into some of these formulaic things that I think are so helpful. We've all talked about acting a fool, talking about tools in Tool Town, right? What I want to be really clear about is the difference between the tools you use versus the strategies versus like the end game, right? So a lot of the time when I'm asking you to make sexy phrases, I'm having you say something like, I can help you, a tool or a strategy is master your sales process. That's something I'm teaching you. You didn't come to U2U because you want to ultimately be the most masterful salesperson in the world. You came to U2U because you want to be able to have a successful business that is mission driven. That's why that profits and makes money. That's why you came here, not because your ultimate end game is that you want to be so good at sales. You just understand that this tool will help you get to the end game. All right. So we still understand that, right? There's a difference between the tools that you are teaching versus the end game they actually want. And a lot of the time, what happens in copy that's really boring is you go into teaching mode. Remember, you tell instead of compel. So I just want to remind you, if you're talking about how you do what you do, because you're sharing about your strategies and your tools, or you're even teaching them why they need to learn this tool so they can get to their end game. If it's all about tools, if it's all about teaching, you're in Tool Town and you're telling, you're not compelling. I don't care if you talk about your tools, but you've got to tie your tools into the end game or you'll be acting a fool in Tool Town. Do we all understand that? Do we understand the difference between teaching and compelling and tools versus end game? Do we understand that? And if you make a list in this module of all the pain points, all the pleasure points, all the characteristics, then you can talk about your tools and this tack on the pain points, the pleasure points after you talk about it. Cool? Yes, Julie, that reminds me of, where did I first hear what Julie said? From Lisa Sasevich, that's where I heard it from. She said, your clients are buying the destination, not the plane. When I decided to go live in Indonesia for a month, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm paying $1,200 so I can buy this plane ticket. Because all I want is to hold a plane ticket. No, I paid the $1,200 so that I would end up in Bali. I want the destination, I don't want the plane. In the same way that your people want to know the end game, they don't just want to learn the tools. Make money with your thing. Okay, I'm going to get focused. We all understand this, right? We all get this. We're all in that place. The benefit of the benefit. Okay, great. Okay, so here we go. So what you're going to do here. Oh, and by the way, let me add something. Do you understand that at this time, you've never been in a better place to have more clarity to tighten this up? Do you feel that you've never been more clear on your mission moments, even if you're not 100% clear? You've never been more clear after going through what we've been through so far on your mission moment. Couldn't you right now, this is homework for you, just do it. Do it right now during the call. Mission moments on the title of the document. And then you type every single mission moment you can think about. Like the mission moment where I got that check for $2,000, I think in $6 when I was a personal trainer, and I vowed I am never gonna be this broke again. That was a mission moment for me. Or my client finally being able to pay her son's tuition. I was so glad I had the courage to let go of my own fear and do this business because it changed her life, right? That was a mission moment. I didn't know it, but when I was like 10 years old or something, I saved all this money to buy a turtle, and then a turtle walked across the road the day my dad and I were driving the road we drove, you know, thousands of times every single year. I'd never seen a turtle on it before. And then I had just enough money to buy all the turtle supplies I needed. Like, that was an abundance moment of like, okay, focus on your goal and shit will happen. Like, we've all got those mission moments, right? So mission moments, every single moment, it's just a little story snippet. It's just a moment where this is why I do what I do. This is why I feel changed working with my clients. This is why I'm totally willing to put in the work for the entrepreneurial journey. It's a mission moment. And it's a moment. You don't need to tell a novel of a story every time. But if you are making a list of pain points, pleasure points, personal characteristics, and then you're putting mission moments in so that you're talking about what's possible for them as you share that moment when you realize this was it, then you are unstoppable, okay? You are unstoppable. So I want you to be thinking about that. And you can have all the tools and strategies you use. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I'm doing health coaching. Maybe I do food sensitivity testing. That's something that I help clients do. Elimination diets. Maybe that's something I do. If I do have my clients write letters to their body, maybe that's something they do. Maybe have them do a food diary. I mean, I'm just putting shit out there, but these are tools or strategies that I do to help them go ahead and reach their goals. So those are all the tools and strategies, right? And this is so weird. It's like copying stuff. Here I get to add what their end game is, right? This could be end bloating after meals, resolve food sensitivities, eat foods they have deprived themselves of and still lose weight. Things like that. Let's say this is about partnerships, like marriage or something. It could be something like, or parenting young kids, things like that. It could be something like feel united, saying no. Feel united saying no to your kids as a couple, right? Feel like your partner is equally willing to parent and wants to have time with just you. I mean, just putting stuff out there, right? What's their ultimate end game, right? Have time for sex, even as a new parent with kids under the age of 1. I mean, again, we're getting really specific about what the end game is, okay? Enjoy the best sex of your life, even if you've never experienced orgasm, right? Finally feel confident asking for your partner to fulfill your romantic fantasy. I could go on and on and on. So these are things for you to figure out, okay? Picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, autofill. All right, gotcha. Here's what's cool about this module. When you fill all these things out, you're gonna have a blast mad-libbing the hell out of it in the rest of the module, because we're about to go into Mad Libs. And here's what I want to invite you to do. If you have an example of like a Mad Lib that you want to try, then what I want you to do is I want you to type it in here, and then you can say something like, Here's how I filled it in. Do you think this is good, Mel? You know, and if it's a very specific question, you can go ahead and post it in the question box. So the first thing I want to introduce to you that we haven't talked about yet is what I call the so that you can strategy. Who here feels like they are someone who constantly gets stuck in tool town, or who writes copy that sounds like they're trying to convince or educate their client about why they need the work? You kind of go the textbook educational route, or you're like, listen, people come to me like this, and they don't understand that what they need is this. And so I convince them that they need this by helping them do these tools. And then they yada, yada, yada. And someone's like, oh my God, I wish I'd never asked you why you help your clients, because it's so boring, right? So this happens sometimes. What I really suggest is that you focus on the so that you can strategy, okay? So you can talk about the tool, but you also need to talk about the end game. And here's what's so cool. I love this module because you can go back and you can look at the tools and strategies. I'll help you with food sensitivity testing so that you can, eat foods that you've deprived yourself of for the last 5 years and still lose the weight that you want, okay? So I can still talk about the tool, but all of a sudden it's this formula. For every single one of you who does a lead page, you can say, in this webinar, you'll learn how to tool strategy so that you can end game. You will have a way sexier lead page if you learn how to put this in. And then if you sprinkle some mission moment dust on it afterward, it'll really kick ass. So I left space for you, right? I'll help you learn how to say no to your children and be a united front as a couple so that you can feel like parenting powerhouses together and have your kids start respecting your boundaries without temper tantrums. Cool? Or without causing each other to team up against each other, right? So here's where you get to try this. You get to like literally just plug and play, Mad Lib style. I'll help you insert a tool or strategy so that you can benefit and benefit. Now, let me ask you a trick question. Actually, it's not a trick question. What do you think will make this formula more powerful? If it's general or if it's specific? Please get this answer right. Get the answer right. Anybody want to put a so that you can sentence in here and I'll talk about it? Anybody? Anybody want to put in a so that you can? I'm happy to look. And then we'll go on to great titles. I'm going to look at your questions really quick too to see where we are. Irina, you had a question. Are you going to track once and forever who are the top 5 to 10 people in the list building challenge? I don't know what you mean by that, but I am going to have a first and second place, and you're going to report your own findings. Okay, I'm going to look at that in a second, Jen. Chris, you say you feel like there are so many pain points for you. You said you asked the question, what do you struggle with? And you asked this in your group. You received close to 55 different answers. 1 or 2 were the same, but not the majority. Any suggestions? What I would say is that if you're getting questions that are very general when you ask for pain points, that means you're probably asking a general question. So if this happens to anyone, I want you to post this example from your Facebook group in the group. I guarantee you I can help you form a better question to get more specific answers. And I believe that even though people will say different things, you will be able to find that they fall under an umbrella and into certain categories. All right, does that make sense for everybody? Make sure your question is specific enough. Okay, Sam, you put a question is, you said, is this okay? I'll help you eliminate past negative emotions so that you can have total clarity in mind, body, and soul and activate the law of attraction. I think this could be a little bit better. I'm going to make a few changes, Sam. So one of her tool is eliminating past negative emotions. If they're past, then why does that help me, right? So what I'm wondering if you could say, Sam, for your tool is, I'll help you eliminate a negative response pattern that keeps you from attracting XYZ, right? So instead of past negative emotions, I would say a negative response pattern, okay? Add a comment in on this question if that's helpful for you. And say, so that you can have clarity of mind, body, and soul, or maybe it's even alignment of mind, body, and soul with your business goals, right? You could say that. And activate the law of attraction as it relates to attracting more clients in your practice. That's what I would change, okay? We need to get a little more specific. Law of attraction could be for anyone. Clarity in mind, body, and soul could be for anyone. Negative emotions that are past, maybe they are negative response patterns that are keeping them from doing these things, okay? Just clean it up a little bit. Brittany, you said, I'll help you create a captivating and converting personal brand so that you can connect with dream clients and book out your roster. Very great. I might actually say, I'll help you create a compelling and captivating personal brand for your business. Okay, or even I'll help you create a captivating personal brand for your business so that you can connect with dream clients and, yeah, book out your roster. I think that that is a really great one. But when you say create a captivating and converting personal brand, I think converting, almost like I'm almost ready to put that into the benefit side of things. I think that how you have it right now could be very great anyway, but I'm just being really picky and making it even more clear, I think. You can let me know. Cool. Let's see what we've got next. Robin. Hi, Robin. I'll help you know how to fully prepare for your auditions so that you can walk in with total confidence and throw down your best. Excellent. I love how specific what you're going to teach them do. I'll help you know how to fully prepare for your auditions. Perfect. That's what you'll teach them. So that you can, and I think walk in with total confidence is great. Throw down your best could mean different things to different people. So what we're going to go with is I want you to tell me what it looks like to throw down their best, right? Feel flawless about your performance and up your chances of getting a callback maybe, right? So a little more specific about what throw down your best means, otherwise perfectly on the right track. Annette, she says, what about this? I'll help you to create supportive personal habits so that you set the example you want for your kids and finally feel like the super mom you are. I don't know what supportive personal habits are. So I'm wondering if it's something like, I'll help you set a good example for your children around how to grow up to be an independent, powerful woman, right? Or something like that. I'll help you set a great example for your children, or set an example for your children that you are proud of, that you can be proud of. So that they grow up seeing an independent, powerful something woman, and you finally feel like the super mom you are. So I'm just honing in the fact that what you're teaching, your tool right here, I think could be more specific. I think that your benefits are great. Set the example you want for your kids and finally feel like the super mom you are two really good benefits. So I just gave an example there about what supportive personal habits could be. Cool. Let's see what's next. Kate Hutchinson. I'll help you, here's her tool, identify the specific action items for your launch so that you can stop writing random to-do lists and finally know what you need to do and when. Okay, Kate, I think that specific action items for your launch, I might say something like, I just think this sounds sexier. I might say, I'll help you reverse engineer a sold out launch plan. That could be sexier, or you can keep what you have. But I think for your benefits that they're not sexy enough. Stop writing random to-dos If they stop writing random to-dos, what benefit will they get from that? We're not answering that. If they finally know what they need to do and when, what benefit will they get from that? So I would say, so you can, move the needle on setting yourself up for a sold out launch and be focusing on money-making tasks while your cart is open and enrolling more clients, so I would really focus on the benefits of that, okay? Brittany Westfall, I'll help you get clear on your personal values and professional goals. Okay, so you can confidently say no to the things that are bringing down your energy in your workplace, in the workplace, I would say, and say yes to opportunities that put you on the path to ultimate fulfillment in your career. Great, I'll help you get clear on your personal values and professional goals. Done. So you can confidently say no to the things that rob you of your energy while you're at work. And know exactly, what relationships to build or actions to take to be fulfilled in your current career or the next one. Like that's a little more specific, but this is good. Cool. Brittany, you have a great question. You said, can you explain the difference between a pleasure point and an end game? It's basically the same thing. A pleasure point is an end game, okay? I just want to make sure that people understand that a tool is not a pleasure point / end game, okay? Paula, here we go. I can help you with your money mindset so that you can feel unstoppable in making your offers and get more yeses from dream clients who will happily pay your up-level fees. I like that one, right? I can help you in your money mindset so that you can feel unstoppable, unstoppably confident making your offer. So that unstoppable could mean a lot of different things to a lot of people, but if it's unstoppably confident in making your offers and unapologetic about like raising your prices might be something, and get more yeses from dream clients who are happy to invest at any level. So could be some things that are a little more detailed, but I think you've already really nailed it. Cool. Michelle Goodman, is this on track? She says, I help you get aligned with your inner goddess so that you can run your successful business unapologetically and be a rock star mama. I think this is already really, really good. I just think that aligned with your inner goddess is something that's left to interpretation, okay? Now, if this is language that your people are using and they're so turned on by it, it could work for you. You're gonna have to test it. I think though that I wanna know more about what being aligned with your inner goddess looks like. And I think a lot of times in copy, if you can say something specific about aligning them with their inner goddess, then that would be better. It might be something like, I'll help you, learn how to respond to those guilty feelings about spending time with your kids or on your business so that you can unapologetically create your business and be a rock star mama at the same time. Cool? I hope that helps. Let's see what else. Oh, cool. Agata, you have something too. Let's get to yours. Agata says, I have these couple of bullets on my welcome email. What do you think? Number 1, you are ready to be powerful enough in your meetings or while pitching your boss so that you can send the right signals of competence to your peers and managers without being the one always talking. That is good. Isn't Agata's good? You're ready to build trust and leverage your work relationships. I would say you're ready to build relationships built on trust that you can leverage so you can stop hiding and avoid conflict and speak up confidently because you know people will listen. I think number 2 needs to be broken into 2 things. Great copy can't kind of run on, right? It could be like you're ready to build relationships in the workplace based on trust that you can leverage, to be seen as an expert among your peers. And then I would say, have the confidence to stop avoiding conflict or hiding in the workplace community and start speaking up about the things you need and your ideas because you know people will listen. Okay, so I'm breaking that second one down into 3. If you feel like you got too many things you're trying to put in one sentence, just make it more. Make it more than 1. Great. It is a slight variation of so that you can, but it's good. Annette, you did another try here. I'll help you create amazing bookend daily routines so that you set the example of personal responsibility you want for your kids and finally feel like the super mom that you are. Yes, amazing bookend daily routines. I might even make it more clear. I get what you're saying, but I might say, and you're kind of saying it's amazing, but I might say like, I'll help you create beginning and end of day routines, like high performance beginning of day and beginning and end of day routines, so that you set an example. Cool. Let's see what else we got. All right, we are going to move on soon, but I want to make sure. Chris, repeating what comes after the help you again, just check out the module, okay? Great. Just trying to see what's next in here. Paula or Noah, I'll help you to rock star, believe in yourself, and feel easy in the spotlight so you can turn your brand to a story of success and feel your mission is not being wasted by you staying small. No, I'm not totally clear on what that is yet. You know, like I think, like I might say something like, I'll help you develop enough confidence to take your visibility to the next level, or confidence around being visible, you know, so that you can put yourself in the spotlight. Does that mean them getting on stage, whatever it is? You know, I would be a little more specific about that. Okay. Heather says, I'll help you get more visible in your online biz so that you can monetize your social media presence, get more high-end clients, and make more money doing less work. I think there's like 2 things. I think that one needs to be broken up into like probably 2 different ones. Okay. Ladies, I'm going to get to more questions, but I just want to hear from you. I think I got to almost everybody. If I didn't, then you need to put it in the question box, because I'm looking at the question box for this instead of the chats, because otherwise I might miss one. So if I didn't get to yours yet, put it in the question box and I'll get to it. Is this helpful for you, even if you're hearing other people's, to kind of see how you can keep focusing in on this piece? This is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And I want you to really understand how if you pair mission moments and are really able to show the value to people, that's, you know, really going to change stuff. Cool? Does it help to see some of the formula stuff? We're going to go a little bit deeper in and then we'll just do all Q&A. Great. Okay. Now, here's ideas of great titles. We're going to spend less time on these today, but I want you to know this is here for you as a reference, because now is the time that if you don't have a sales page for your signature offer, you can make one now. It's worth it now, okay? It's worth it to make sales pages and to title your programs and all that stuff, because you've spent more time around your ideal clients, or at least you've been hunting them and you've started to realize who is and who isn't, and you have more clarity on what you do and how to deliver it and how to talk about it. Now it's worth actually creating a sales page. So these are just titles. These are titles for great lead magnets that I actually shared before, I believe. But for example, you could use this for a lead magnet. This is the title of, or like my webinar. It's slightly different now, but 3 killer sales secrets to help you render your potential client objectionless and have them pay in full on the discovery call or during the discovery call. So I did 3 killer sales secrets. There's my tool or strategy to help you render your potential client objectionless and have them pay in full during the sales conversation, right? So all I'm doing is adding that in. If you're having trouble titling your lead magnet, this is great. 5, genuine relationship building tactics to help you connect with influencers and finally find joint venture partners to help you expand your audience, you know, without feeling like you're proposing marriage, you know, before you even know someone. I know, I'm just making shit up right on the spot, right? Can you see how this could be really, really helpful for the title of a webinar? This could be really, really helpful for the title of a lead magnet. Yes? I want you right now, as we go through this, to mark down which Mad Lib you want feedback on, okay? And then just make a list, like write it down, and then we can get to a lot of questions on copywriting and things, and you can say, hey, here's a title. What's a Mad Lib? Oh, sorry, if you don't know what a Mad Lib is, Mad Libs, I wish I had it with me right now. I think it's in my bedroom. A Mad Libs are actually like, I think they're a company, and they put together like, they basically help teach kids grammar. So they like ask you to put an adjective or an adverb or a noun so that you can learn how to speak, you know, with like really juicy descriptions and stuff. It's kind of cool. Okay, so basically it's the same thing, but instead of teaching children grammar, I'm teaching entrepreneurs how to write really great messaging. Cool. So just pay attention to which of these formulas best applies for you. I went deeper into the so that you can, so that we really, because that will work on anything. The so that you can works on a lead page, a sales page, in an email, in a social media post. If you're looking to come up with a really great title for your signature offer or your intro / sweet treat offer, before and afters are a great way. The before and after title, where they are to where they want to be, under earner to unforgettable, right? So there's a spot there for this one. Pleasure, pleasure, master this tool, pleasure. This is like, you know, pleasure, pleasure, tool, pleasure. This is one I made up, right? Master your money conversations for big, sexy paydays, right? Oh, sorry, I did this wrong. It's supposed to be pleasure and pleasure. So master your money conversations, or master this tool. Master your money conversations for big, sexy paydays, or pleasure and pleasure. My first title of one of my offers, which isn't great, but it was like, get more clients and claim financial freedom. Like, I actually said it during a sales call, and this woman goes, oh, that's what I need. So even though it wasn't clever, it was clear. So example one, get more clients, claim financial freedom. Master this tool and have this outcome. Master your money conversations for big, sexy paydays. I still think to this day that mastering your money conversations, like, that's the best title I've ever had for anything. So anyway, you can try pleasure and pleasure, or master and pleasure, whatever one you want. Another example of like a title for a program is a power word and then a cool tagline. And the tagline always is like, for this person wanting this result, you know? So I did, like, for my mastermind, Ascend Mastermind. People are like, what does that mean? I like the word ascend. Or Ascend Live, right? Because that's kind of like my different Ascend programs. And people don't necessarily know what that power word means, but for me, energetically, my brain, it feels like a power word. And so an exclusive mentorship program and community for premium coaches craving camaraderie, leverage, and a standout impact, right? So it's like this word for this person who wants this result. And you could actually just cut it off after one pleasure, because a descriptive word for this person who wants this result. Plug it in, right? It could be that simple. And then you can try a couple of your own. Let's see. Okay, now these are really sexy. This could be for a sales page, a sales email, a lead page. So this one could be, let's see. This is a so that you can bullet. Master, discover, reveal, uncover the top 3 sales strategies so that you can hear yes 50% or more of the time and double your conversions during your sales calls, right? Discover the 3 most efficient client getting strategies for a solid revenue stream of a solid online revenue stream and higher profitability. I mean, you have to like really think through. I'm just pulling stuff out of my bum right now, but these like fill in the blank formulas, these are, you know, ways that you can actually create some really, really good bullets here. So I think I gave you like discover, master, learn, explore, uncover, identify, reveal, gain, I'll help you. And then odd numbers in there, like 3, 5, or 7 are great. And then here's all these adjectives. You literally just pull and plug. Because I love Mad Libs. So I was like, oh my God, this would be such a fun way to teach it. So there's some fill in the blank bullets that you can go ahead and put together. Sexy verb, plus a number. Like write some of these down or have this open, and then you can start plugging them into our questions for today and be like, am I getting the hang of it? The so that you can, right? This is the same thing we did before. So that you can benefit. And yes, end game is the same thing as benefit, okay? You can just go through and kick a ridiculous amount of buns. Yeah, you like where there's examples right after the Mad Lib? Cool. Yep. That's what your 5-year-old was doing, Sam. Yeah, she's doing Mad Libs. Yeah, this is something that can just make such a huge difference for you. I think we should just spend some time with you kind of practicing and writing some things if you want, or whatever questions you have. These are just a few other things that I think are really sexy in posts, social media posts, newsletters. Solo mailers, what I mean is like an email where you're trying to make an offer, right? Where you might have like a call to action of some kind. I really like anything that includes numbers. I talked about here and gave some examples here. They're not even about money. Like, did you know that 90% of women I speak with are afraid of being pushy or salesy? I wanted to include this. You know, you can use all these different formulas to make things cool. And then these are kind of some sexy cherry on top things. Like if you're someone who offers something really, really tangible, it's very cool for you to look up stats or numbers that represent, you know, like really cool ways for you to kind of show just how powerful the work is, right? Like this one down here, some people talk about how to lose 10 pounds in a week. I'm not a believer in that. I lost 45 pounds and I've kept it off by only losing 1 to 2 pounds a week during that time. You know, it's my new lifestyle or something. Or 80% of people who diet actually gain all their weight back. That's why this method we teach is totally different. 80% of our clients drop this amount of weight. They keep it off for, you know, a lifetime or yada, yada, stats and numbers. I think pictures just never really get old. What I used to do is even create pictures where I would kind of say what they're going to learn within there. So that was another thing I like to do. And then story all the time, and really mission moments, like adding the mission moment back in. You know, like the mission moment positions you as an expert. It makes you relatable and positively vulnerable. That means don't share your struggles and shitstorm before you've actually understood what you're learning yet. Otherwise, you're not positioning yourself as an expert. Show your likable or interesting side. Show your confidence. Be real about it. Use unique details, right? Like your mission moments are things that people can't recreate. When I say like my mission moment was when I had my first 5K client who signed up in January of 2015. We actually had a falling out. I thought that our relationship wasn't going to go anywhere. But I knew I had stuff to offer her. Our whole working relationship turned around, and she told me that she was able to fund her entire son's school tuition for the first time in her life. And she ended up being my biggest success story ever. That is the reason why I know people have value to offer, and I do what I do, you know, whatever. Cool. So this is making lists of those desires and benefits, okay? And then there's just like extra sales copy that you can look through that I think had like pain, pleasure, benefit. So I just put more of that in here for you to take a look at. And basically what this is all coming down to is I want you speaking to pain, pleasure, person. Use these formulas to help you make it click. And don't forget to sprinkle your mission dust, right? The reason that you're doing this. It doesn't have to be a novel. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to write a huge long story and then make sure there's benefit in it. Just sprinkle like certain moments, you know, of why you do what you do, and make sure that the pain, pleasure, person is clear. Okay, so this is just room for you to be like, is there an interesting picture? Do I have my mission moment in there? Are there any stats I could add? Pain, pleasure, benefit. I just think for now, try to go through and see like, is what I just wrote compelling? Like, would I say yes to like this sales page or this sales email? And what on here isn't in here? It's just going to help you try to swing the pendulum back to the middle and integrate everything a little bit more. Cool? If you feel like you're in the zone, just write and then go back and see what you can shift. But it's time for that. Okay? So I just left spot for you to write your own post. Are we all good so far? Oh, there's tons of questions. We're good? The last thing in this module I do want to go over, because I think that not only are you bringing it all together, like the mission moments plus the specific Ps, that's pretty much what good messaging is. It's mission moments plus 3 Ps, and it all being really clear, right? Now, I told you that this is the time where if you have that offer you love, it's time for you to start creating an amazing sales page for it. You know, like I think a lot of you are at that point where it finally makes sense for you to spend some time creating a sales page because you know what it's all about now. Imagine if you would have done that during week 1. Cool? So I just want to share this formula. So the first thing I want to let you know is that when I was in Gina D's program years ago, there was a really, really amazing woman Lisa Rothstein, who came in and shared this formula. So I've amended it, all right? So here's the formula. And I always have so much fun teaching this. So who here has seen an infomercial? I want you to think about your favorite infomercial, okay? And I want you to think about, like, next time you see an infomercial, I want you to watch it. You're basically going to be, oh gosh, my back is so tight. You're basically, sorry, you're going to be, yeah, like an infomercial like on TV where they try to sell you like, call in the next few minutes and you'll get 2 for $99, right? Like watch one of those because it's the same thing. Does anybody have a favorite infomercial item? If you do, please type it in right now. What's your favorite infomercial item? Seen them, but normally ignore them. Yeah, that's okay. All I'm telling you is that this formula, like infomercials actually are really, really brilliant. They feel kind of salesy. That's why you're going to add in your mission moments and things. But the reason they're structured the way they are is because they psychologically take you on a journey. You'd be surprised by how many people do that, right? Bought a face cream once from one. Yeah, I almost bought, has anybody seen that thing you put in your drain? You put it in your drain, it's got a metal chain on it, and if you have a lot of hair, it collects all the hair, you pull it right out, and then you never have to like call the plumber and have somebody clear the drain. Has anybody seen that? I returned it because it was, oh, okay. Yes, one of the drain things looks amazing. Yeah, right? I've never bought it before, but I went to my friend's house to visit her in Minneapolis like 2 years ago, and I was taking a shower, and she had that thing, and I was like, ooh, and I literally have almost bought it before from an infomercial. I don't watch that much stuff, but I'm pretty sure those people were on Shark Tank. I bought that stupid spray makeup thing, and it sucked. Oh my God, Julie, you got the ShamWow? Oh my God, we used the ShamWow in my apartment. In my second apartment in New York City, the pipe burst in the middle of the night. And my roommate, this guy, he threw the ShamWow at these guys that came from the floor below because all of our water was gushing down. And they were like all trying to stop the pipes, and he took the ShamWow and he goes, use the ShamWow. It's so funny. Okay, ShamWow. Okay, we have some different things. Here's how it goes. Any infomercial, you'll notice this. First, go, oh shit. Like, this is how sales pages can start. Oh shit. You know, oh my gosh. Do you feel like you have so much hair, it's just clogging the drain as fast as you can remedy the problem? It's like only a week goes by and all of a sudden you're in the shower and you're standing in an inch of water because the pipes are totally clogged. You feel like you have to stay home from work just to wait for the plumber all the time because your hair is continuously clogging the drain. You feel like, what could you do? You have so much hair. Like, right? So that's like diving into the pain point about like the hair. Okay? So that would be the pain point. So that's the first one, right? Or if you go to MYMC, like my sales page, it's like, do you feel like you are so dreading your next sales conversation? It's like you get excited when you book a sales call, but then when the call's coming up, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd never booked this. Oh, I'm just gonna have to be on the phone. They're not gonna say yes anyway. And you feel like every sales call is your last chance to like get this client. You just like are being someone you don't want to be on the phone, even though you want a client so bad, right? My acting experience. Yeah, I have so much hair. So we all get the "oh shit." Oh shit. It's like that thing. We need to speak to that with our clients. We all good? Ready to move on to part 2? This is how your sales pages need to start, or a sales email, or even like a promo post when you're making a sales offer. And obviously you're not making sales offers all the time, but give me a yes if you're good with the "aw shit" part 1. That's where you want to start. I'll share with you examples afterwards so you can understand it. We're going to make it really easy though. Okay, here's part 2. Celebrate. This is the part where you're just like, I understand where you've been. In fact, here's how I was feeling. And now look where I am. So basically in the celebrate version, you're saying like, I get it. I have the same starting point. And now look at me. Okay? So on an infomercial, we might be like, we went through the pain point of, oh my gosh, your hair is clogging the drain. It's going to be like, well, guess what? This family has 6 sons and daughters. All of their hair is down to their waist. All 6 kids. And they've only got 1 shower in the house. Can you imagine how often their drain was getting clogged? It got to the point where for these 6 kids, only 2 out of 6 could actually go to the school with their hair done most days. However, in 1 week, they had, the blah, 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 or in 1 week, they went from, never having all 6 kids with their hair ready to every single day getting 6 out of 6. And they spend no money on the plumber, and they spend no money unclogging the drain. The drain actually never gets clogged anymore. They also didn't cut their hair or use a detangler. So I'm kind of like sharing, this is where they were, right? Are people laughing over there? But you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what do you think about this family of 6? Or you could say something like, I get it. I'm the person who's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest hair in the entire world. Do you think you have a problem? I had a problem. Oh my God. I never even washed my hair except for once every 6 months. And when I did, I had to hire 10 people to do it. I clogged every drain in the entire apartment building. But now, even with the longest hair in the entire world, I don't even worry about it. I'm totally exaggerating all this, but do you understand that it's kind of like I relate to where you are, and here was where I was when I was at the point A, and now this is where I'm at. I'm completely exaggerating and being like infomercially spammy, but I'm trying to get the point across. Are we all on the same page? Are we ready to go on past celebrate? Do we understand what celebrate is? Ready to go on? Type a yes in. Okay, great. Number 3, for this very reason. This is the part where you're gonna say, here's how I went from A to B. Because first you started out with, do you feel like this? Yeah, so did I. In fact, I started here, but now I'm here. Then we come into for this very reason. This is part 3, where you would say, and here's why I was able to move from being over here to being over here. So for instance, it could be something like, do you worry some days that your business is never going to work, and even though you feel like a really smart person, you're just not smart enough? Yeah, that's how I felt too. That was when I was $42,000 in debt. Today, I actually don't have any credit card debt, and I'm running a 7-figure business. If you want to know why, I'll tell you. I have this program. It's Under Earner to Unforgettable, and it actually dives deep on the 5 things that I did every single day to go from being someone who made no revenue, let alone a profit, to finally running a profitable business with clients that I love, where I can travel and all those things. And this is why. It's this program, right? So I just went through steps 1 through 3 really, really fast. This is why I was able to go from point A to point B. And this is where you would present your program and even all the modules. And this is like the big meat of a sales page, okay? Are we clear on that piece before we go to the next one? I got it, you're gonna cut your hair after the skull. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have gone to town so much on this one. Or it's also like you saying at point 3, it's kind of like, okay, do you wanna know why all 6 kids can take showers every single day and it's not an issue for them? It's this thing. Yep, it's called the hair catcher. It goes straight into your shower. And you're gonna see how the hair goes down, it gets caught on these things, you pull it out, dump it, and you are done. You know, so you're like walking them through it. Cool. Step 4 is Hell's Yes. This is where you can start sprinkling in social proof or testimonials. I never start sprinkling in testimonials until after I've made the offer for the most part. Like until I introduce whatever the offer is, that's when I start putting testimonials in. Otherwise, it feels like I'm telling people reasons that they should buy my stuff before I've even told them what it is. So I just do that. And then it just gets better. This is like the part in the infomercial. Well, hell's yeah. Let me go back to the hair example since that's really giving imagery for people. After I say, it's this hair thing, then I would say, don't believe me. Okay, well, here's 8 different families. They all have 3 children or more with hair down to their shoulders. Every single one of them paid this much money a year to go ahead and have a plumber come to their house. Now they haven't spent any money on that because they use this thing. The difference in cost has been from here to here. This family, blah, blah, blah. This family, you know, so I'm like adding the testimonials. That's what hell's yeah is. And that it just gets better part. This is where I talk about anything to sweeten the deal, any urgency element, any bonuses. If you call now, you're gonna get 5 hair drain catchers for the price of 1 or whatever it is, right? I'm just like, you know, I have this program going on right now. If you wanna sign up for this round of U2U, here are the bonuses that you get, right? Or, you know, for, you know, whatever your thing is, you know, people, like clients who are ready to enroll, we have a limited number of 90-minute intensives, yada, yada, or whatever. Like some kind of feeling of urgency or bonuses. And obviously you want the bonus to be compelling and you want it to make sense with the main offer. You're not gonna be like, if you sign up for U2U, you get a lawnmower. I always do a lawnmower example. Or if you go ahead and you buy 5 for one of this hair thing, you're gonna get a new wristband, a slap one that you slap on your wrist and it goes around. You know, you want it to be something like, if you sign up for U2U, you will actually get access to MYMC, you know, whatever it is to get you started right from the beginning, yada, yada, yada. Hear what I'm saying? We all picking up what I'm putting down? Give me a yes, if it's true. I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like in action. Now listen, I don't want anyone to sound like an infomercial person, but what I am trying to do is carve out the steps and make them extremely clear so you understand what comes after what. This is the journey that all humans take when they make decisions. That's why it's been thought out and it is a formula, because the fact is it really works to show value. Now, I don't want you to be like the spray-on makeup people that Julianne Jones bought and say something works when it doesn't. That's not cool, but that's not who we are here. So this is you being able to really show the value and say like, here's my story, here's how I identify with you, here's how I help you move from point A to point B, here's other people I've worked with and their experience, and then here are some reasons that if you're ready to go, I'd love to have a chat with you and give you every reason that you need to go ahead and move forward. Okay, so I don't want you sounding like a sleazy infomercial person, but what I do want is to carve very clearly what the steps are. Does that make sense to everyone? Just give me a yes. We're gonna get to questions in 1 hot second. But I think those yeses are, okay, cool. And the yeses are also that you wanna see like an example of what this looks like too, right? Yes and yes, okay, cool. Oops. Here we go. I'm gonna share my screen here too. Meow, meow. From tab. You can see this, right? Should be able to see this. Cool. Great. All right. Let's remember that formula. Here's aw shit. Are you feeling anxious, stressed, and desperate, like right before you get on the phone with a potential client? Are thoughts like, what if I don't sign this client, going through your mind? Are you so tired of hearing I can't afford it and dreading the moment when you reveal the price of your program? Do you feel like you have no idea how to handle these objections? I have to think about it, I don't have the time. What's worse, You know, I was struggling so much just to get a potential client on the phone that every call felt like my last chance to bring in money and pay my rent. Like, this is just what I heard from people. This sales page, it works like a charm today. Can we see how this is part one? Right? Cool. Part one. Here's part two. I get it. I was this close to giving up. I wanted clients and money and travel and freedom just as much as anybody else, probably more. But like booking calls, signing clients was not happening for me until I learned to love and master every part of the sales process, from booking the call to hearing yes. Finally, I was getting clients. So hear me say, I get it. Here's where I was, and now here's where I'm going. This is like really succinct here. I was excited to get on the phone with women and looking forward to genuinely helping them unravel their concerns. I felt so confident on my calls that I actually became unfazed by client objections. Mastering my money conversations without being salesy or pushy allowed my potential clients to trust me and be honest about how much pain they were in and how desperately they wanted to find a solution. Can you feel how it's like, I don't think of sales as a swindle thing? Like, this is really a chance I have with my people to just connect with them and actually be present on the line, right? Today, I have clients lining up to work with me, a waiting list. I turned on more discovery calls than I used to be able to book in an entire month. That's actually true. So this is my thing. You know, my dream of being able to travel internationally, support women from all the world, has become a reality. You know, I didn't say like I lived in Indonesia last month because this is like a page, you know, that's not true every month. But this is like me really painting the before and after picture in a powerful way. That's part two. Cool. So we understand this is part two and you're kind of seeing it in action, right? Now this is part three. This is the and here's why part, right? Part three. Are you ready to have beautifully transformational money conversations while being yourself? And I like that too, because I wasn't like, are you ready to be a ball of shot caller? Even though I say that, but like, this is what I feel like my women really want. And I don't want my sales page to, or my sales course to have people who are looking for scripty, like scare tactics, right? So this is like, this helps me kind of like speak from like my values and my mission. Feel your heart melt when you finally have the courage, confidence, and clarity to allow a client to say yes. My clients often tell me that our discovery call is one of the most powerful conversations they've ever had. Mastering your money conversations means being able to have a super real, deeply genuine heart-to-heart with your potential client where you're committed to helping them make the best decision that will move them forward. This feels like mission moment talk to me, right? And like, that's why I'm saying like, here's why this is possible for you. And I'm introducing master your money conversations. You know, I'm telling them, I designed this for you. Not only will it help you do this, you know, and many times, like many courses can use scripts that feel contrived and salesy, but here I want to give you this. This course is going to help you do all this stuff, right? Have some testimonials, because now that I've introduced it, and then I go straight into the modules. So this is all part three to kind of say like, here's why this is possible for you. You know, my program is for this person who's really looking to get this result, and here's exactly how I lay it out. So then I go through all the modules here, right? I even have some like, I even do what I call scenarios. This is kind of a bonus. I'm just like, let's think about this. How many sales conversations have you booked in the last month? This many? This many? Well, what if you know, did some math and yada, yada with this support? I'm just asking them some questions that have like, I'm kind of anticipating their objections already, right? And that's kind of part of my like social proof. I tell them what's included. So you can see part four is being sprinkled in. It's not like a step-by-step thing. The first three steps are step-by-step. And then once I hit step three, then I start sprinkling in testimonials. Testimonials. And then I get to frequently asked questions, which is something that wasn't on there, but I always like to add frequently asked questions at the end. I'm trying to see where my bonuses were. Oh, here we go. Mastermind program includes. Oh, this is supposed to say bonuses. So these are the bonuses that I add right after. Cool. I feel like this is one of my offers that's so strong that like I don't have a million bonuses. I don't like to over bonus things because I think that kind of takes value away. But that's just an example I wanted to share with you. So you could see it in action in a way that for me feels like just me speaking and stuff like that. Cool. That's our module. Everything making sense? We're going to jump into questions now. Are we good for that? We all ready? Let's make it rain, yo. Great. Brittany Westfall says, I'm still a little confused about how to sprinkle in my mission statements. Is it in my nurturing, in my email copy, Facebook? On my website, I have a big Y in my About Me section, but should I sprinkle mission moments around sexy benefits? Yes. Mission moments are kind of like mission snippets or story snippets. I want your mission moments in all of your writing. And I want everyone to understand that a mission moment isn't something that happened a long time ago when you decided to start this business, although that can be one of them. A mission moment is any moment, any day, any week, any month in your life right now or previously, and you're gonna have mission moments tomorrow. And that's how you keep evolving your message while your mission grows too, and all of your writing is filled with heart. You don't have to have just a couple that you do over and over again, right? So, for example, I remember one day I was talking about sales and I decided to do a newsletter about it. And I remember a client of mine getting on the phone and telling me they hated sales, and I did not see it coming from this specific person. So my newsletter, I started it by like, my client said this to me and it almost broke my heart. That's like my subject line, right? This was a mission moment. And my client, and then I would start and say, hey Mel, my client said something to me this week that almost broke my heart. It was a moment where I thought, should I just give up and stop being an entrepreneur? Or is this the exact reason that I am doing what I'm doing? I decided it's the reason I am doing what I'm doing. Any ideas what she said? She said, I hate sales conversations. It made me think about the example that I'm setting for my little niece, Lake. Am I setting an example for her around her ability to create wealth, that she should never ask for money and that it's wrong and that it's sleazy? And I vowed to be able to show my client why asking for the sale unapologetically is the best thing she can do, if not for herself, for all the women in her life who are ashamed to ask for a raise, afraid to allow themselves to actually have money, like yada, yada. And then I started writing about like, if this is you and you feel like you're so ready to let go of that story and you want to be one of the women in the world who stands up for financial empowerment and equality for not just yourself and not just entrepreneurs, but women in general, this is what I'm going to be talking about in my webinar that's coming up. It's called 3 Sales Secrets, yada, yada. See what I'm doing there? Hope that answers your question. Cool. Can we get this newsletter? Probably not, because I have no idea where it is. And actually, that was an example. I don't know if I wrote that as a newsletter. Maybe I did it on a Facebook Live. I have no idea where it is. But you can listen to this replay. Okay, Taryn, you said, I'll help you create and execute winning business strategies, hone your marketing skills, and level up your productivity so you can generate consistent profit in your business without sacrificing a damn thing. Taryn, love it. The thing I want to say is, can we all hear how Taryn actually talks about 3 different tools? Taryn, I think you've got 3 sexy phrases all packed into one. I'll help you create and execute winning business strategies so that you can, okay? I would rather that you just went with that first piece. Then you have a new one that says, I'll help you hone your marketing skills so that you can. I'll help you level up your productivity so that you can. if you have too many tools all at once, like me saying, I'll help you master your sales process, your content creation process, and your client identity process. It's a lot for them to take in. Just go for one. I also think for your tools, you could be more specific. I'll help you execute a winning business strategy. Well, what is the winning business strategy, right? You want to make sure that you're being specific. You know, like I know for you, you teach social media strategy. You might say, I'll help you execute a winning social media strategy to get clients off of one single platform so that you can, you know, use Facebook to blah, 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 something like that, okay? I like consistent profit in your business without sacrificing a damn thing. And then I would say, like, time with your kids, a lunch, like an hour for lunch every day, or yada, yada. Get specific about the damn things they are sacrificing. Cool. Julie, I'll help you break down your client process so that you can clone yourself in an online course and your clients can learn from you even when you're not working with them one-on-one. I think this is close. When you say break down your client process, I might say, I'll help you discover a system for how you help your clients get results, or I'll help you identify I'll help you identify an original step-by-step system you use with clients to help them get results so that you can clone yourself in an online course and your clients can learn from you even when you're not working with them one-on-one. I like that better. So I just think break down your client process. I would focus more on like, identify how you help your clients get results in an original way or something like that. I just think that could be cool. Karen, I'll help you deeply relax your body after a busy day so that your mind stops ruminating about your to-do list as you try to go to sleep. Okay, cool. So I think the benefit that's really standing out in here is like getting better sleep and turning off like that vigilance center. But I would say like, your body stops ruminating about your to-do list. That is something you're gonna help them master. So your first benefit is actually a tool. Do you see that? So I'll help you deeply, like, I would say I'll help you learn how to let go after a busy day and open yourself up to relaxation or something like that so that you can learn how to nurture your body with, or maybe something about like, learn how to program yourself to go into a recovery stage instead of a stress response or something like that, and get an extra hour of sleep every night or something like that, okay? Jennifer, you said, I find myself trying to educate, especially because my people think their problem is not what their problem actually is. They really think their problem is just how to find a good guy, for example. I totally get it. They think things you said like, but my problem is I just don't meet anyone I'm interested in. So my 3-piece statement is great, but doesn't speak to what they think their problem is. Example of a statement I use a lot. Help you transform your painful patterns in love so you can become magnetic to the love you desire and manifest your soulmate. I don't think that's bad. I just think like how you do what you do is kind of like as long as they can get a good result. So I think you can do a little bit of educating. I'm not saying that educating is off the table. You just need to do more of speaking to the pain point that they are conscious of, right? It's something it's like, I'll help you, let's say, yeah, I'll help you transform your painful patterns in love and learn how to find guys that you weren't attracting before, you know, who are good men. And then in parentheses, it would be like, if you think they're all taken, I'm happy to inform you that you're dreadfully wrong. You know, something like that. How about this? Discover the real reason you're not meeting anyone you're interested in so you can transform your pattern in love and manifest your soulmate. Jennifer, I think that's money. Okay, Heather Smith. I can help you redefine yourself after a tragedy so that you can create an amazing life full of more purpose and soulmate connections. Heather? Yeah, I think that's really great. I can help you redefine yourself after a tragedy. I also think if you could do something like an identity fracture, if you could say something like, I'll help you redefine yourself after an identity fracturing tragedy so that you can yeah, like create an amazing life full of more purpose and soulmate connections. I like that. I think that's good. Mary, I'll help you respond with confidence when others violate your boundaries so that you can take action to support yourself and communicate your expectations clearly. Okay, cool. I will help you respond with confidence when others violate your boundaries. Cool. Respond. I will help you, almost even like I will help you respond professionally, or I will help you develop a new yeah, I think that respond with confidence when others violate your boundaries. I think that is very clear so that you can start saying no in a loving way more often and communicate your expectations clearly so your boundaries are violated, you know, 50% less or half as much. Could even be cool too. But I think you're really on the money here. This is good. Louise, I'll help you balance your crazy midlife hormones and daily blood sugar so that you can start each day feeling joyful and energized, power through your to-do list without embarrassing hot flashes or a carb craving energy crash, and sleep through the night like a baby without waking like a sweaty, anxious, waking like a sweaty, anxious mess. Yes. I think that you have like two different tools and two different benefits. I'll help you balance your crazy midlife hormones can be one thing, and then I'll help you, you know, gain control of your daily blood sugar, whatever it is. And then I think you have so many different benefits, you can kind of make the benefit go with each one accordingly. Cool. Shahinas, I'll help you lose weight in a healthy way so that you can fit in your jeans and feel fantastic again. Cool. I think that's great. I think it's very, very clear. I wish you could say something about like the healthy way that's a little bit more like, ooh, what kind of healthy way is that? Like something that kind of gives us an idea of the way that you would help them. And then let's see. I think feel fantastic again there's a lot of room for interpretation. That's more of a general benefit. How do they want to feel fantastic again? I think I would get a little more detailed about that. Great. Paula, what do you think of this for a talk title? 3 surprisingly simple strategies to double your income without burnout or selling your soul. Yeah, I just wish that it spoke to the P for person. Cool. So this could apply to so many different people. So if you had some kind of like tagline that just says for the X person who wants this result, or even just for, you know, for holistic practitioners with brick and mortar businesses, you know, something like that could be cool. That's really good. Karen, how do you use softer, more feminine language in combination with these aggressive, powerful words? In my yoga world, I don't make promises like master your thoughts and emotions because that's not my style. Can you give examples of softer copy that's still impactful? Totally. Karen, I think like the word uncover or even discover is a really cool adjective. And I want to know for you, like, you're the person who's going to come up with these words because you know your target market. So when you go through and you list all the pain points, when you go through and you list all the pleasure points, when you go through and you list all the characteristics, that's actually where your 3 Ps are going to come from. So I'm really curious, what are the words that your clients are using? What are their pain points? What are their pleasure points? Because that will really help us. They're the ones who are defining that, not you all the time. Does that make sense? Type something in and give me some examples. Like, you know, like maybe if you fill this out, whether you've done it now, you want to do it now, you want to do it in the Facebook group, what I would really love is to see like, here's a pain point, here's a pleasure point, here is, you know, a characteristic of the person. The thing is, you want to not get too general, all right? Relax, receive, open up. Okay, the only thing is that what does relaxation look like to them? What is receiving what? open up to. Their language is so general. It is a problem, but that means you need to ask a more clear question. Like that client that you signed, what was she saying specifically that she wanted to get from you? Like relax in like, and if they give you a general term, just say, can you give me an example of what relaxing would look like in your life? Can you give me an example of what receiving would look like in your life, with your coworkers, in your relationship, with yourself? Because I think right now it's like, it is too general. You're right. It's definitely too general. So we need them to say, like, said she wanted peace so she didn't feel perpetually unrested and not channeling frenetic energy to get things done. Okay, cool. So if she's saying like, I honestly feel like this is good copy, right? So you could say something like, uncover, 3 gentle ways to stop feeling perpetually unrested in your day-to-day life, and get things done without feeling rushed, right? Or whatever get things done, I would say something like, what things are they trying to get done? Like it might be like, get a promotion at work without feeling like you're working, 10 hours a day or something like that. So I think that those words, like adjectives, can be softer, like gentle, reveal, uncover, explore, like all those kinds of things. And then I think something like, so you don't feel perpetually unrested at work or from your day to day, and instead, get things done with ease. Cool? Awesome. It's just that we have to be specific, and that is some good specific stuff that she's given you. Sam, you said based on your post question, how often would I recommend posting these types of posts? I just gave you places to practice, but I mean, you all should have you should have like an idea of how you nurture like your lists. Like, are you mailing them once a week? Are you mailing them twice a week? How often are you posting on social media, depending on the platform you're choosing? The fact is, everything you put out should have the 3 Ps and mission moments. Simple as that. Brittany, how do I create urgency on a one-on-one offer I'm always offering? It just gets better stuff of infomercial. Great question. On a one-on-one offer that you're always offering, you might have like a different bonus each month. It might be that you're like, hey, my one-on-one's open and this month the bonus is, or be like, this month I'm bonusing yada yada for whatever reason. So you can change out the bonus. I also think for one-on-one, it might be like while you're on the phone with them, there's a certain bonus they can have if they want to make a decision right then and there, that you honor their decisiveness, right? But I just think bonuses, you might switch out bonuses or give special pricing if you want a little more momentum. Like there's different ways to do that. Let me know if that answers your question. Irina, what if my offer is my membership site? It's only $59 a month and I don't have extra bonuses to add to it because in the membership site, we have 70+ courses and trainings. I'm not sure how to make my offer sound sexy. Maybe you have a specific guest expert that's only going to be there this month, right? Whatever different trainings or things, there's probably got to be something juicy each month that you can showcase and say it's over after this month. They get access, there's a special bonus guest expert coming in. Maybe they're there in March, but March is about to end and it's going to be April soon, something like that. Okay. Brittany, you said as far as the actual details of how many calls they get, the boring stuff, I didn't catch where this goes on the sales page. I'm assuming toward the bottom. That goes in part 3. So part 3, when you say, hey, this is how, you're going to say, introducing my program. It's for this person who wants this result. Here are the modules. And usually after the modules, while I'm sprinkling social media, social proof, I'll then say, and here's what's included. But the modules come first because they're very benefit laden, okay? Kate, after your previous feedback, I want to make sure I'm on the right track with what I've identified as my clients' pleasure points. Do these sound like compelling pleasure points, Kate says. A launch process where the work is relaxed and not down to the wire. Yes, balanced time, white space for the visionary work I love. Feeling motivated, enthusiastic about my work, knowing that someone else is doing the work I hate. Yes, I just think that these need to be a little more tangible. So let's say knowing that someone else is doing the work I hate and I'm freed up to work with clients, or, I'm freed up for, actually spending time with clients. And like a lot of times, if you can take on more clients or you can work with more people, then you're expanding your revenue too. So I would say that it's not just knowing that someone else is doing the work you hate, it's that you're doing the work you love and that you have a greater impact and greater revenue for that. So I would put that in. Feeling motivated and enthusiastic about my work, like wanting to get out of bed every day and therefore getting more money-making ideas, but without pushing myself into burnout, and feeling stumped. A launch process where the work is relaxed and not down to the wire. I would just say a panic-free launch process that gets results and, allows the team to be happy and me to have plenty of capacity to serve all the new clients that are coming on. So I just think there's room for a little bit more benefit there, but I think you're definitely in the right place. Okay. Brittany, being that I keep my clients' calls confidential, how do you recommend talking about what my clients have accomplished as a result of my support? Should I just use these mission moments and not use their names, keep it anonymous and not worry about it? Obviously, if it's an official testimonial, I get their permission and it's their quoted words, but I'd like to mention these people in the narrative form too in my mission moments like you do. I think that, you can share a story. Like sometimes I will say, like I talked to a client and maybe it was even like a year ago, or I would say like I might, if I think it's something that somebody would really have a hard time with me even sharing anonymously, I'll ask permission. But if I think it's like so anonymous that it's not gonna share anything about them, then I might do that. But whenever I feel like something's a powerful mission moment, I would just say, can I share about your experience? If you're not uncomfortable, could I share about it anonymously? Let me know. So I'm constantly asking my clients if they're willing to let me share about like an experience they've had. Agata, thinking about the title and tagline bullets of my program, Dare to Ask, mentorship career coaching program for the quiet, experienced, and career-minded woman who is ready to A, higher up in the organization chart and have a bigger paycheck, 2, hold her space and project authority without being loud, 3, be her best confident version of herself and ask for what she wants at work. Ooh. Dare to Ask mentorship, career coaching for the quiet, experienced, and career-minded woman who is ready to higher up in the organizational chart and have a bigger paycheck, hold her space and project authority without being loud, be her best confident version of herself and ask for what she wants at work. I just think that is powerful. I love all 3 of those. I'm wondering if the tagline, career coaching for the quiet, experienced, and career-minded woman. Yeah, I think I don't have too much to say. I'd love to see what it looks like on a sales page because it is a lot of copy, but I think if you can like space it right, it'll look really great. I think it's really powerful. Chris, great question. How do you determine the length of a sales page versus a short or long sales page? I guess I would default to there's no such thing as copy that's too long, just too boring. Sales pages in our industry, I think historically for online marketers have been even longer than some of the ones you've seen. U2U is a long sales page. One of the reasons it's long though is because of many testimonials and things like that. So I think if you're starting to get bored in your copy, you got to be more concise. You know what I mean? So I worry less about that. For an opt-in page, obviously a lot shorter, and obviously like the higher the price or the higher the investment energetically, monetarily, intellectually, the longer the page, right? Okay. Great. So Sam Evans, you have another one. You said, I'll help you say bye-bye to procrastination and hello motivation so that you can feel totally aligned with your time management and know how to push through the days where you feel like you can't do it. I love the tool. I'll help you say bye-bye to procrastination and hello motivation. And I might say, even if you've procrastinated all your life and still never overcome it. Like I might add that in, just saying. so that you can feel totally aligned with your time management. That doesn't feel like a sexy benefit for me. What will someone get when they feel totally aligned with their time management? That's where you need to go for the bonus, for the benefit. And know how to push through the days where you feel like you can't do it. I would almost say, and know how to consistently like implement, even on the days where you feel like you can't do it. Again, like this isn't a benefit. This is something you're teaching them. That's a tool. I'll help you consistently implement on days where you feel like you can't do it so that you can start having revenue that's consistent instead of feast or famine. And right, so I think that's the thing, right? You want to make sure that it is you're not trying to make a tool of benefit. Cool. Chris, I'll help you stack up on self-confidence, self-love, and self-worth, plus on mental toughness so that you can feel great about yourself and achieve the life and relationships you desire and deserve. Chris, I think this is really heading in the right relationship. I love it. I think self-confidence, self-love, and self-worth, I think you could just do with one less of those or just zoom in more. And I might be specific about what kind of self-confidence. So you say like, I'll help you, develop self-confidence in relationships while in a relationship or something like that. Like, when are they going to have self-confidence? Because self-confidence is still pretty big left to interpretation, or even self-worth, give a little context to that. I think the mental toughness is like a whole different bullet. Just focus on self-confidence or that thing first, so that you can feel great about yourself. And when they feel great about themselves, how will they feel great? What kind of situation will they feel great, right? You'll feel great about yourself while you'll feel great about yourself and being able to say yes or no in a relationship, and finally have the communication with others that you desire, something like that. But I think this is really on the money. Some of the best you've done. Robin, you said, I'll help you know how to fully prepare for your auditions so that you can walk in with total confidence and deliver what you prepared in a complete spirit of play. Love it. I think you could say, and up your chances of hearing a callback. Like that could be safe too. Really good. Annette, how about this one? I will teach you how to enroll your family to wholeheartedly say, I'm in, so that you can work toward a common goal and strengthen your family relationships and culture. Would you use these in laying out your modules or what your program involves? Totally. Totally. The specific module that's really about enrolling your family would have this bullet. The only thing is I'll teach you how to enroll your family. Enroll them in what, right? I'll teach you how to enroll your family in the specific thing you're going about so that everybody's on board with you getting X, Y, Z result, and you feel supported and like you have powerful family relationships. So a little more specific there. Really good. Tracy, I help stepmoms who hate asking for help to recover from the quiet desperation of blended family burnout so they can redefine their role, connect with themselves, and experience a joyful, rewarding home life everyone deserves. I think it's a little bit too busy. I think right now, like I help stepmoms who are afraid or who hate asking for help. I help stepmoms who are struggling with their blended family and who hate asking for help, or I help stepmoms. I help stepmoms who are struggling in a blended family to finally ask for help. So it's about a stepmom in this position. You help her to finally ask for help so that she can redefine her role in a way that works for her and the whole family and have a rewarding home life that she and the whole family deserve. So I think just you have a few different pieces. I think you have probably like 2 different tools and quite a few different benefits. I'd separate them out. Otherwise, we have to think to understand what you're trying to tell us, and we want to just get it right away. But it's very powerful copy. It's really great. Cool. My dears, that's all the questions. Is this helpful today? Bringing it all together. Remember that pendulum has gone all the way to being more robotic. Now it's like, let's bring back in those mission moments and kind of have some simple formulas so we can land right in the middle. What are the 2 things I want implemented every time that you speak to your audience? I don't care how you speak to it. What are the 2 sides? Two things. Yep, 3 Ps and mission moments. If I had to break down the most important ingredients that everybody needs, you gotta have the 3 Ps. Even if you don't spell them out, they have to be like obvious when you read between the lines. And mission moments. That's it. 3 Ps, mission moments. Okay? We went to robotic. We're coming back to the mission. We want to land in the middle. These formulas should help you do that. Okay? So you don't have to think too hard and be too robotic. Just plug shit in and then bring in the mission moment. And don't forget that mission moments are happening right now. They're going to happen to you tonight. They're going to happen to you tomorrow morning. They happened to you yesterday, the day before that, the week before that, the month before that. You're never going to run out of mission moments. All right? All right, my loves. Great to be with you. I am very, very excited for what is coming up. Next week, we have a Q&A call. So guess what? You don't have a new module right now. You have time to soak it in and just keep focusing on implementation. If there's one thing I really want you to dial in on what the next 90 days for U2U is going to be about you. Don't be a perfectionist. You don't need to finish every module. If you're stuck and you feel like something's missing, talk to me and your U2U sisters and we'll point you where you need to go if you really do need more information. What I really want you to do is reverse engineer your 90-day goal and focus on implementing what you already know, trusting that it's enough. That's what I want you to focus on. The next 90 days isn't about perfectly trying to digest every piece of content. We're going to keep dialing in and optimizing. If there's certain things that you don't need right now because it's not in line with your 90-day goals, let it go. Or even say, Mel, I'm thinking this is a piece I'm going to let go. Do you think that's a mistake? I'm here for that. Use me for that. Okay? It's time for us to use what you know that is enough. And to just dial in, optimize the things that you already know, the offers you already have, the strategies that are always coming up for you, and just take it home. Cool? Sending you a lot of love. We'll talk very soon. I'm going to be jumping into the Facebook group Stat to answer questions. So if you posted something this week and I haven't got to it yet, I'll be getting to it in the next 12 hours. All right? You're the best. And any questions, let me know. Bye.